Hi, my name's Hal Chandler. In this video I will be outlining my workflow and components for creating a model of Healthian wood structured by Kengo Kuma. This model can do some pretty cool things. You can change the amount of trusses and the width of the timber members will be locked to it. You can move all the truss web members up and down, so they're all controlled by a point, which location is determined by your input. Nice. You can extend the timber members and you can make them deeper. So our input is three curves A, B, and C. And it is best if curve C is flat. So then we subdivide each curve into an even amount of points as determined by an input, and we then connect each corresponding point together with a curve. So this therefore makes our truss chords. And because the subdivision is an input, we can now adjust those chords. Moving on, we place a point on each of these chords, and we put two points on the longest chord. And like the last step, we connect them together with curves. This creates our truss webs. And because the location of our points is an input, we can then change the position of the truss webs. So it's very important that these points are linked to a distance on the curve that they're hosted on. Component 3, we now take, well, we want to put all our curves into component 3, but we only want to pick 4 select curves. These curves we will then extend. Nice. So we get some good movement there. And we can also extend the other end of them if we want, but that's not necessary. And now for the final component, we want to select all of the curves that we've created, and we want to extrude a rectangle with that curve, that rectangle extruded on the center line of the curve. And if we're being real fancy, what we can do is we can input the width of that timber member to its location, which means that they'll always be in the right spot. And of course, we can adjust the depth of these. So if I'm just going to go through a whole Grasshopper script, this is it. Here are model inputs. All of these clearly feed into component 1. Component 1 feeds into component 3. Component 2 also feeds into component 3. So component 2 is our webs, and component 1 is our truss chords. And it's all important that these all go into the same one, because then they get outputted into our truss members. And as mentioned earlier, the model input, so the width of the timber member, which is connected to the amount of trusses we have, is a super important input, because that will tell us in what direction it goes, so we don't get any double ups and it appears visually correct. Finally, there's a few things here. You extrude the rectangle, you cap it, I've got a material on it, and that finally goes all together into one output, so you can bake the whole thing at the same time. And yes, that's Healthian wood. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.